Life is beautiful.
The Theo Bros Podcast.
How we doing? I am Mike Theo.
I am Nick Theo.
And you are listening to the Theo Bros Podcast.
Where you can count on daily wisdom to get your mind right.
So me and my wife, Danielle, recently had a very big conversation about when we wanted to have kids.
That's a big one.
Yes. You just had a baby. Her sister just had a baby.
That baby fever.
She's got the baby fever. And she's saying, oh my God, they're so cute. And I'm just
They are
yeah,
cute.
they are extremely cute. But, you know, I can wait right now. I can wait.
Yeah.
But it got me thinking, I feel like we all have this imaginary timeline in our heads of when we want to hit these certain milestones by. Like millionaire by 30, kids by 28, or married by 25, or whatever. Everyone has a different timeline, but we have this timeline that we set in our heads.
Married by 25, millionaire by 30, kids by 32.
Yeah, that's like, I would feel like a pretty standard one for most people our age.
Buy a house now. It used to be
25. Buy a house by 25, yeah.
Now
more like
it's like
50.
buy a house by 50.
Buy a house before you die. That's the new one. But, you know, I started thinking, how do we come up with this shit? And obviously for like the baby one, there is the woman's biological clock. That's a very real thing. And we were talking about that within our conversation. But then we also started talking about the fact that, like, who put these numbers in our brain about, like, we need to have a kid? Like, why can't we wait a little bit? Why can't we enjoy our married life a little bit? Just because our parents had kids at like 23 years old, does that mean we're now late? I don't know about that. So I wanted to make an episode about this imaginary timeline and how you feel about it and I feel about it. What do you think about it?
I think that as a society, there's an undercurrent called culture. And culture really determines a lot of the decisions that are made. Yeah. And if you go into if you take society and you put it into a business setting, right, the same is also true. The culture is really guiding how people decide and do things in that business. Yeah. And I think that's what happened with kids over a long period of time. It was like 18, back in the day, it was 18 years old, you get married, yada, yada. And then college came into play. That changed the whole culture. Yeah. And then it was right after that. So that's what happened over a long period of time. And it's really hard to go against the grain. It's hard to be the black sheep when everyone else is the white sheep.
Yeah. I wanted to get into the psychology of like almost like the science of why this is really happening.
And what do you got?
And so after doing some research, this makes a lot of sense. So if you think about it, as kids, our lives follow this very structured, approach. So like you go to kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth, all the way up to college. And not only that, you also have stages of development that happen. Like you're a toddler, you're a newborn, then you're a toddler, then you're a teenager, then you're a young adult and whatever. At 18, you could do this. At 21, you could do, everything is structured.
Yep.
But then once you become an actual adult, which I feel is like the moment you're done with school, whether that's high school or college, whatever, or grad school for you, the moment you're done with school, you're basically entering a wild, wild west where there is no structure whatsoever for you. It is completely eliminated all at once.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that until I really sat down and thought about it. And so that is why.
Especially if you're an entrepreneur.
But even so, we have to create these guardrails in the form of these timelines for ourselves. Whereas like by this year, I'm going to be this, and by this is my life plan, right? So we create these life plans for ourselves. But the problem with doing this is that man plans and God laughs. Yeah. So the moment we are not meeting the expectation that we set when we create those guardrails, we feel like our entire life is collapsing. And that's why so many of us feel so behind all the time. Like we're so behind. Like I'll see the guy, School of Hard Knocks, the kid's like, I don't know, 19, 20 years old. And he's like a fucking multi-millionaire and he's killing it.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I found something that said the internet made everyone feel late by the age of 25.
Yeah.
And how true is that?
And then you
go, we see these people just blowing up overnight and they're 18, 19 years old. And
or not even that. You also see the people getting married and then you see everyone's having kids around the same time. You just start to feel like, what am I doing with my life? I was supposed to do this by this age.
Yeah. So social media makes you feel like you need to have everything right now.
Yeah. But the reality is there is no universal timeline.
No.
Like there is no actual, you should be doing this by then.
No.
You have literally created that in your own mind.
Well, I think that's one of the biggest problems in society is that people often don't think for themselves.
Yeah.
And that is really the solution here, is to start thinking for yourself, to examine your own life
I agree.
and think about what it is that you want, not because what other people want for you, but what is best for you.
Yeah, I think there's that. I think also some people aren't even aware that they've had this timeline, that they're really sticking to this timeline in their own minds. It's kind of happening automatically for them. So I think if that's you, it's really become aware of this timeline and kind of forget about it, because the reality is everyone is on their own path. Everyone is on their own timeline. And these things that you're trying to force, for example, getting married by a certain date, by putting that pressure on yourself, you're only pushing it further and further away.
I want to say something about this, though. So we don't want to say we should get lazy because we have a longer time horizon, right?
Yeah.
I think Naval has a great quote about this, and he says, "Impatience with actions, patience with results."
Impatience with actions, patience with results. I really like that.
So do the thing every day. If you want to get a significant other, go on a ton of dates. Go, keep doing it. But be patient for when you find your one. Same with every other area of your life. That was just a quickest example.
My friend Alex. He is like 29. He's my age, 29. And every time I ask him, how's the dating scene going? Like, have you found your person yet? He's like, I'm going on dates, but I'm not trying to force anything.
Yeah.
And he just literally found the person of his life. And it's a crazy story. I'm going to tell it really quickly.
About 50 seconds.
The way he found his wife was not by going on any of these dates, which was pretty crazy. He went to my wedding in Italy, and the basically owner of the winery that we got married on happened to be roaming around. He approached her and said, "Hey, my name is Alex." They connected. A year later, he went back to Italy. They reconnected in person. They hit it off. They fell in love. And now, who knows? I think they're going to probably get married because they're like totally in love with each other.
Back to what you said.
It just goes to show you'll never know.
We make plans and God laughs.
You'll never know when those milestones are going to happen. So get rid of the timeline. Get rid of the pressure. You are not behind.
All right. So what's the call to action?
The call to action for today, I mean, it's really tough to actually put this into practice because it's like a psychological practice. So I think the real call to action for today is to really come back to this moment, to realize that this moment is all you ever have. Take a deep breath, take the pressure off, and just really come to terms with this fact that you are not behind. You are exactly where you are supposed to be in this moment. There are no places you should be by now. It's all made up in your head.
Yeah.
And just relax. Just enjoy
I'll just say
your life.
I would just piggyback that and just say, be patient with yourself, and everything takes longer than what we want it to take. But remember that simple thing we said. Impatience with actions. Don't get lazy on doing what you have to do, but just be patient with the results. And if you keep putting in the actions, the results will take care of themselves.
Agreed.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We love you.
Peace.
Thank you so much for listening all the way to the end.
If you're new here, we share daily mindset motivation in 10 minutes or less.
So if that's your vibe, hit subscribe or check out another episode right here.